In this question, we've got two lines. We know they're lines because lines, linear functions, they have x and y to the first power, which we see throughout here. And the question is talking to us about the number of solutions. There's no solution. That's a reference to the three ways two lines can interact. They can hit once, they can have one solution if the slopes are different. They can have no solutions. They can be parallel if the slopes are the same and the y-intercepts are different. And they can have infinite solutions. They're always hitting an infinite number of times. And that's if the lines are the same lines. They have the same slopes and the same y-intercepts. So all of this is contingent on getting it in the y equals mx plus b format. So let's do that with the first equation, 48x minus 72y equals 30y plus 24. And the idea is to get y by itself on one side. So let's add 72y to both sides. And let's take away 24 from both sides. And right now we'll have 102y equals 48x minus 24. Now we can divide by 102. And we have y equals 48x over 102 minus 24 over 102. Now this fraction here, if you divide by 2 and by 2, you get 24 and 51. And then by 3 and by 3, and you get 8 over 17. So this simplifies to 8 over 17. And for this fraction, if you divide by 2 and 2, you get 12 and 51. And then you divide by 3 and 3, and you'll get 4 and 17. So it's 8 over 17x minus 4 over 17. Now working on the other equation, ry is 1/6 minus 16x. Y is being multiplied by r, so the opposite is to divide by r. And for the 1/6 divided by r, let's write that separately. That's 1/6 divided by r over 1, because any number is itself over 1. And keep change flip says we're going to keep the first one, we're going to change it to multiplication, and flip the second one. And now we have 1 over 6r. And so we're going to have here, we're going to have y equals 1 over 6r there. And then for this other one, it's negative 16x over r. But let's just make that a little neater there. Negative 16x over r. We're going to want to write that a little differently. We're going to want to write it as negative 16 over r times x. Because we're getting it into mx plus b, so we want to see the m as its own separate thing. Let's go ahead and just delete this because it's taking up some space. Move some stuff over. And we're going to rewrite this one more time as y equals negative 16 over r times x plus 1 over 6r. And that's because this is mx plus b form, just like we have here, mx plus b. And because we had the no solutions, it meant that our slopes had to be the same. And our slopes in mx plus b form are this and this. The two things in front of the x's are the slopes. When you're in y equals mx plus b form, we're taking out the two numbers that are in that spot. And so the two slopes are negative 16 over r and 8 over 17. And now we can cross multiply this to solve. We can say 8 times r equals negative 16 times 17. So let's write that out. 8r equals negative 16 times 17. And now if we divide by 8, instead of multiplying the 16 and 17, we can just simplify. The 8 and the 16 become 1 and 2. So this becomes a 2. And so r is negative 2 times 17, which is negative 34.